you see the rise of new technologies, especially AI. Like it's a hot topic
Yeah.
right now. And last year we saw these protests in America. Hollywood basically was shut for a couple of days, and people were like really pissed off about a lot of their jobs are being threatened because the rise of AI and copywriting, or like just tools like Midjourney and Dali. All these different tools have empowered so many individuals who would take years to like develop those skill sets. So what is your take on these new age technologies like AI and stuff?
I use Midjourney all the time, and I love it. It helps me visualize. So sometimes, like I was saying on a pitch, you have very random scripts come in sometimes that you can't reference to. Like I had this script where Ranveer Singh was sleeping on a mountain of pillows. I'm not gonna find a picture in any ad in the world or movie. So I just typed it on Midjourney, and it actually created something so cool.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it can help you, why not?
Efficiency, time. Yeah.
And time is money. At the same time, every technology is first shat on. People make fun of you, and after a while it becomes a part of your life. So similarly, why can't you use Midjourney? I feel like designers should use Midjourney, and everyone should, whoever needs to, and whoever, if it can help you.
Even script writing, you can improvise on.
Yeah,
Right?
you can.
Final
You can
touches.
definitely use it. Like I've tried it. I tried writing like a couple of stories that I had already in my mind. I was like, let me experiment with ChatGPT. And while obviously it's not as good as a person, you never know what it can be. And if it gives you one idea also, why not? Regarding the strikes, I feel like the main reason behind the strikes, there are multiple reasons. Firstly, I feel like I've not dwelled too much into the topic, but from what I know, the issue was also about writers not getting paid enough. From the fact that before on TV, every time an episode would be played, or they keep on re-airing shows, writers would get paid a lump sum money, for example, every year. But after Netflix and the whole rise of digital OTT, their payments and their royalties had become negligible. So it was impossible for them to make a living and actually to live off that. So that was a major reason in why these guys was striking. AI also was another thing, but I feel like AI will not completely ever replace human beings. It's more like a tool. Like
To
you
help
use
you,
Word, you use a dictionary. Similarly, we will use AI. It's already a part of everyone's lives at the moment. But at the same time, um, if the people that are going to be creating the shows that we all consume are not commercially paid, I feel like it's obviously gonna hit a plateau where the best talents won't come to writing.
There's
and
no
then
incentive.
incentives to work, and the quality will drop
Yeah.
over time, and that's the reason.
Can you shoot a whole complete advertisement using AI, an animated one now, which could
Definitely.
help brands like us
You can
not spend that kind of money?
you can definitely attempt it.
Yeah.
There are certain drawbacks to it, but at the same time, I feel like if you're going to constantly make content for your Instagram or YouTube, you can definitely use Midjourney. You can definitely use
We do, yeah.
couple of more softwares, and animate those photos and kind of add AI audio, or just dub yourself and kind of put it all together and create like a sort of ad, like an animated ad. But it's not obviously going to be perfect. You're not going to have 100% control, but it's definitely usable. And I feel like if it helps you tell a story, why not?
Should we attempt it after the episode?
Yeah, we
The
can do it.
30-second
Yeah.
one.
100%.
You can give us a hand in that.
100%. I'm happy to help.
Yeah.
Which
Like-
are some of the other like technologies that you're using right now, the new age technologies apart from AI?
So right now, there's a lot of hoo-ha about virtual production, where you use like an LED screen in the background instead of a set. So you put things in the foreground like structures, and then in the background, suppose you're shooting like a desert, so you kind of put like the visual of the desert, and you kind of shoot according to that. So it's
Okay.
like a new age green screen. So that's like a big thing that's really circulating in the industry at the moment. So I think
Is it cost effective?
It is like, see, these screens are also costly to rent per day. They run into lakhs, and depends on the size and all of that. But at the same time, it's not bad at all. I feel like it looks a lot more real than green screen. Because green screen, the more time you put into it and you give it in post production, that's when you turn out with something that looks semi-real. Versus this looks a lot better because of the technology. Because they've developed these high range LED screens. At the same time, you have like Unreal Engine, which is this awesome software, you know, which you use in post production, and you can create some real awesome VFX that looks very real life like. And they also use it to make games. So that's the reason why it's so easy to make and use. Apart from that, there's like, so advertising and I think filmmaking, right, at the same time, while you are always telling a story, it's also a very technology driven business. It's labor intensive, and it's, your technology capex is very high always, because you're always trying to use new softwares, you're always trying to use new technologies, you're always trying to use new cameras, new lenses, you have rigs, you have you know, cranes, you have drones. Like, I have a drone that I use all the time. And so it's all about, you know, like for example, if you're shooting a car ad, you basically have to rent out a Mercedes with a crane attached to it.
Okay.
Because in order to shoot a car moving, you have to also be faster than it.
Right.
So it's great fun though. Like I shot this car ad for Maruti Suzuki Vertiga, and we were shooting it in Film City on the road, and we literally had this you know, car that we're, and it's like you're basically in an action movie when you're doing that, because you have one guy who's driving the car, you have one guy who's kind of pivoting the crane, and it's like this huge crane attached to a car.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys a photo, it's awesome. And you're sitting there, and one guy's kind of changing focus, the director squeezed in the middle, and then you have the DOP who's kind of, you know, zooming out, zooming in on the camera. So it's like a high adrenaline moment, and I think shooting cars is a
And in
lot
the middle of
fun.
all of this, you have to get the perfect shot.
Yeah, and you have a precision driver driving it. So I think it's a lot of fun. It's like an action-packed adventure. Like I remember once I was shooting this commercial in LA. We were shooting about half an hour, 40 minutes away from Vegas. It's this place called Valley of Fire. So they shot Transformers, the movie, in that place, and it's about like half an hour away from Area 51, where they supposedly have kept aliens.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting because it was this beautiful rugged area, and we have like drones, and you can drive full speed. You're shooting like a Bajaj ad over there, and it was just insane.
Wow.
So apart from these technologies, I feel virtual reality and augmented reality is also making waves, right? And
Yeah.
Apple recently launched their Vision Pro, where they're talking about the whole immersive visual experience, where you'll be able to watch a cricket match, for example, like your IPL match in
The stadium.
a 3D, yeah, like a 3D stadium sort of an experience.
At home.
At home. And we all know how much money is spent on IPL ads.
Yeah.
So what do you think the future of IPL ads looks like in a virtual reality environment?
Firstly, I really want to get my hands on this Vision Pro. It looks so cool. I feel like in the metaverse, in augmented reality, and all of these things, right? As a brand, you want to be as organic as possible. You don't want to ads irritate people. That's the truth. So you want to be as effortless. You want to be as integrated into the technology. If the person is sitting on a seat at a stadium, you probably want your hoarding to be there, you know, behind a seat. You want to be as subtle. You want it to be as less obstructive. You want ads to always empower a viewer than to piss. Like I remember there was a time where we used to watch TV and we did not have Netflix, and we had 3 minutes where we used to rush to the loo because no one wants to actually watch ads. You're forced to watch ads. So similarly, I feel brands should remember that and create content in ads that people want to watch. If you can entertain someone, if you can put a smile or make them feel something, it's all about that. It's not about forcing your ad down someone's throat. Also, I feel like we could really play around with the technology using 3D, using screens in a stadium, kind of almost like making you know, if a brand wants to kind of integrate in a way that the brand basically just shows up on top of the stadium, you could do so much from that point of view, because you have viewers from the point of view of an audience.
Yeah.
So you can really play around with the technology and create something that's really like interactive. with
It might
the
even
viewers.
look like the advert is actually happening on the field.
Basically,
Yeah,
like
it's like they're watching like a live advert, like a performance
Yeah.
on the ground. So it
They-
could, I mean, we can just speculate about how this is going to happen, but I think the
100%.
ecosystem is a little too young to, like, for us to even think about it. But not that
it'll
far.
catch up. It'll catch up because right now, even if you watch normal IPL, you see so many times like, you know, projections of the brand on
Yeah.
the stadium.
Yeah.
That's not actually a real thing. It's just VFX.
Yeah,
So I definitely think it is coming in the near future.
yeah, excited about that.